Hi everyone. I'm very glad that I could meet you after a long back. Today I'm going to teach you A Child's Evening Prayer by S.T. Coleridge. A Child's Evening Prayer. It's a kind of a poem. It's a poem that we can say it's a prayer poem. That too also by a child. So let us see the biographical details of brief, briefly. Samuel Taylor Coleridge was born on 21st October 1772, and he has been a poet, literary critic, philosopher, and also a theologian. He belonged to the Romantic period, and he had his education in Jesus College, Cambridge, and he belonged to 19th century. And here let us know who are those his contemporaries. Wordsworth, Southey, Charles Lamb, Thomas De Quincey, Thomas Love Peacock, and his notable works are The Rim of the Ancient Mariner, Placard, and Cristobal. Let us move into the poem. A Child's Evening Prayer. Let me read the poem once. Ere on my bed my limbs I lay, God, grant me grace, my prayers to say. O God, preserve my mother dear, in strength and health for many year. And oh, preserve my father too, and may I pay him reverence due, and may I my best thoughts employ to be my parents' hope and joy. Oh, preserve my brothers both from evil doings and from sloth, and may we always love each other, our friends, our father, and our mother. And still, O Lord, to me impart an innocent and grateful heart, that after my great sleep I may awake to thy eternal day. So, what a beautiful, wonderful poem Coleridge has written. It's a prayer by a small child. So, look at the words. So, it's by reading the poem and the title of the poem itself, we came to know that it's a prayer by a child during the evening time. Okay, the time is evening. So the child is ready to go to bed. So before sleep, it prays to God. Here, that means before on my bed, my limbs I lay. When I lay my body on the bed, God, please grant me grace. So grace is a thing that given by God, whether we are worthy or unworthy. So most of the time we are unworthy to avail the grace of God. So the child says innocently, God, grant me grace, my prayers to say. Let me say my prayer. Oh God, preserve my mother dear. It does not ask to protect the child. So first it states that protect my mother dear God. So God has to protect the child's mother in strength and health for many a year. So with strength and health, it asks the strength and health of the mother of that baby, the child. And oh, preserve my father too. Next in the list is the child's father. And may I pay him reverence due. So the child asks that the child should pay the due respect and reverence to father. And may I my best thoughts employ to be my parents' hope and joy. So next request is the child desires that the child should be the hope and joy of the parents, its parents. So my thought must employ, the child's thought must employ, that means the thoughts and actions must give hope and joy to its parents. So what a beautiful petition the child made during the evening time, during the bedtime prayer. Oh, preserve my brothers too. So next in the list is the child's brothers from evil. So how God can protect its brothers from evil doings and from sloth. So protect his or her. The child may be a boy or a girl. It was not, the identity was not known. We can take it as a boy or girl, whatever we like. So the child prays that, please, Lord, preserve my brother from the evil doings and any bad things. And may we always love each other. So the siblings' relationship, the siblings' love is revealed here. So the child asks for its brother's love. Okay, we must love each other. And not only brothers' love, our friends, our father, and our mother, and still, oh Lord, to me impart. So we must love everyone. That is the implication of this line. And besides these lines, it also said, O Lord, to me impart, give me an innocent, grant me an innocent and grateful heart, that alter my great sleep, I may awake to the eternal day. So grant me an innocent and grateful heart, that I will be remembered and I must remember you when I awake next day. So the poem in an abstract way seems to be an innocent request of a child to God, but it denotes, it conveys an in-depth meaning that it is not an innocent prayer. It may be a prayer of any person. So how it encompasses all the relationship in this beautiful poem. And also it denotes the selfless love of the child towards mother, father, brothers, and not only brothers, friends also. So through this poem, Coleridge imparts that the love towards mankind, the love towards relationship, the responsibility, and the protective nature of each and every one, the love and compassion between humanity, among humanity, how it is very important. So the child, through this prayer, Coleridge petition every mankind that we must be grateful, we must be compassionate, and we must have concern and care for others. So in this poem, you could see the rhyme, rhythmic words, and also repetitions, and my. So that word was repeatedly used. That indicates that whoever is reading the poem may think that it's a prayer of his or her own, not anyone. It is my poem, my prayer. to God in this evening time. So let us read once again, understand and comprehend how the innocent child makes a beautiful request to God during its bedtime. And here, this poem is about the prayers of a little child. Here, the speaker is the child, and here, God is unseen listener. God is not visible, but the child assumes that God is in front of the child, and it speaks to God. And the child prays to God for the health of his parents, and she prays to keep his or her brother keep them away from evil doings and evil things. And also she prays for her friends, his or her friends too. And at last she says that she must be granted, she or he must be granted things that gratitude. Okay, gratitude. So here we are in the lines that innocent she must be. Lord, to me impart, grant me innocent and grateful heart. We asked for it. So here, this is the essence of the poem. What is the significance? So the speaker, the child, reveals that it is a young child who is praying to God. The time is night, and here the speaker is a child, and the audience is God, or anyone is listening to its prayer. Now the child is in bed. That is the setting of the poem. And the child prays for his parents' health, and his brothers may be kept away from evil things, evil doings. The atmosphere here is hopeful and peaceful. So it begins with humble and innocent mood and ends with hopeful and peaceful. Some diction that suggests that the speaker first used the word God grant me, oh God preserve me, and later in the poem she employed word like I may I. So through these words, the speaker reveals a positive tone at the end. The child, and also it reflects that how the child trusts God, how the child confides in God. And the tone is also very humble. Okay, she humbled herself. The child humbles herself. May I, whenever it says that may I, so it's a request, it is a petition to God. Humble attitude is revealed with the word may I. And then if you see the themes, so through this poem, we could see the theme of faith, belief, religion, discipline, family, and innocence and peace. So these are the aspects have been revealed through this poem by Coleridge in this poem. Okay. And the author used many lexical repetitions to emphasize the significant image. My and are repeatedly used. And the poet also used anaphora at the beginning of some lines, that is, the word and is repeated. The tone is, as I stated in the earlier slide, the tone is humble and innocent. The mood is very peaceful and serene. So these are the reference taken from other poems. Okay, so you could see that from Alexander Pope's Universal Prayer and Robert Frost, A Prayer in Spring, and Robert Louis Stevenson's Prayer, and Annie Brooks, the Doble's Prayer. So these are the other poems. You could find the same uh, setting, that is the child's prayer. Yeah, you could see. Okay, so yeah, if you like to read the poems, the prayer poems, you could read Alexander Pope, Robert Frost, and Stevenson, and Annie Bronte's prayer. Thank you everyone for watching this video. I will see you in another poem with next time.